I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielink, and I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the buckethead of the show.
Ooh, and Evan Aubrey.
Wow, we finally did it. Yes, you have a question right away. Jesus.
I do. Unrelated to this show, all of your levels go up and down. Well, my level, I'm not seeing my levels go up and down on my thingy. Are you?
Yes,
Nope.
we
Yes.
are.
Oh,
I'm
mine does
seeing
too.
it.
Yep.
I'm seeing it. Don't
Okay. All right.
Well, now we need
Continue.
to start over again.
After I cracked my beer,
No. Okay, well,
That's on
we
you.
gotta
You
start-
just cracked it. You could have waited.
that is on me. But I cracked it while you were saying I have a question.
Yeah.
You were like, it's not for the show, and then it was about how the show is made. So it was a little bit like I was along for the ride, kind of cracking, not
Listeners,
like.
welcome to an episode of How It's Made, where
Yeah.
we take
There
you
you
into
go.
the strong industrial process of how to make a program like I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Evan, did you introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. But I can do it again in case the listeners couldn't
Please,
hear
I want to hear it
Oh,
again.
Yeah.
my name's Evan Aubrey.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
There we
more
go.
like it.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
What do you got there, Evan?
So we have a lot of drinks left over from a party that we had over the weekend, and I'm drinking a sparkling clementine Izzy.
Oh, how do you feel about Izzy's?
They're pretty good. Clementine's probably my favorite one. Big orange soda fan. It gets me as close as I could possibly get to Italian Fanta. Yeah.
That's
Yes,
the goal.
Ian,
That's
you
the
have
goal.
another question, and is it
Related to
show-related?
it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Relationship, if you were going to make a Venn diagram between an Izzy and a Glizzy, what would be in the middle?
They're both this shape. So
Yeah, that's true.
You get hot dogs that look like a soda can? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, I only go for the thickest of.
Yes.
Maybe the other thing on that Venn diagram is like a hot summer day. That's what I can imagine.
Yeah.
A basking in
Something that gets thrown at your head at a baseball game.
Yep.
on purpose.
Though I will say I don't see Izzy's that often. That's kind of a deep cut.
That's why. Yeah, we saw them in the store the other day, and we're like, these are going to the party.
I think, Izzy's I remember being around for a while, at least 15-ish years. And I remember they used to sell them at kind of the art house movie theater instead of sodas, as a beverage option. And that's kind of I associate it with being a little hoity-toity kind of situation.
Yeah, they're up there with your flavored San Pellegrinos and your
Is there sugar in it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, baby.
no added sugar, but
It's just-
definitely 15 grams in this tiny can.
It's quite a bit.
Wow.
Nice.
And that's kind of a small can too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's packed. I'm wired. Here we go.
So much goddamn sugar. That has more sugar than this thing of cider that I have, which is quite sweet. So
What is it?
it's 12 grams of sugar in this thing of cider. So
What kind of cider are you rocking?
Yeah.
I have a sangria hard cider from the Sandia Cider Company.
Ooh,
And
A
Nuevo
sangria
Mexico.
hard. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's mostly just apple flavored, so
Oh.
it tastes good though. Can't deny
they
it.
didn't add wine cooler to it.
No, they didn't put wine in their cider, which might be a little intense.
Well,
Mayhaps.
I'm the only one keeping it healthy here with a LaCroix. Sugar-free, calorie-free,
Innocent.
Pure,
naturally
not pure.
essenced.
Yeah. Not infused with the woke mind virus yet.
Preach it, brother.
Yeah. Ian, what's not Ian, Ben, what do you have that you cracked your beer and then Ian had to do a whole bit. So what do you got?
This is a grapefruit Solus IPA from the Mike Hess Brewing Company. and it has a picture of a bear on it holding.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good can.
Oh, did you guys hear about the bear that was at Disneyland today?
Yeah, it shut down all the rides.
Yeah.
No, do tell.
There was a bear at Disneyland, and they had to evacuate the park to get rid of the bear.
Did they actually get rid of it?
Yeah, I think they just
It
tranquilized
didn't just like jump into Splash Mountain and they just let it live there forever.
Right, yeah. You sure it wasn't like a normal Disneyland bear?
Oh, are you saying did it get Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever, where it's like an animatronic bear that came to life and is like, feed me kind of situation?
Could you imagine if that was just accidentally someone in a costume and they like tranked it?
Look, Disney has a lot of money. They have a lot of technical skill. I don't think they've got a good enough bear costume where people are like, that's a fucking real bear. I don't think Winnie the Pooh is like, you're like, turn around and you're like, oh shit, that bear's wearing a shirt. That we gotta fucking get that guy and ate somebody.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
So did they like... So how was the solution resolved?
As in most cases, they tranquilized the bear and then they took it to the wilderness and let
Mickey Mouse sent in his heat signature drones, and they
didn't like Harambe the Disney bear.
Did you want them to do that? Did you want them,
No,
the bear
I
to
didn't
almost
want
kill
them
a
to.
child and they had to kill it?
I
then everyone give him
that's
like
some fucking rat behavior, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Give him a 21 dick salute, like Harambe.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out Disney has really underutilized the bear as like a concept.
Okay. Well, there's Winnie the Pooh. There's Brother
Yeah,
Bear.
Let me.
They do now own, they own Hulu, which streams The Bear, so they could have a The Bear ride.
Is it just you like in a kitchen
Oh
with some
yeah, I
people
think I know
yelling
what
at
you
you?
mean.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that episode. It's the takeout scene, or like as a ride.
It's just 15 minutes of people going, what the fuck? And you're throwing like pizza sauce at your head like the whole time. Sounds fun. But Ian, which bears do you think Disney should use?
There's the bear from Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a list right now.
There's the country bears.
Yep, there's Duffy the Disney bear, who I didn't know existed.
I don't know what that is.
Old one.
There's Lotso Huggin Bear from Toy
Toy
Story.
Story 3. The
Oh,
Toy
yes.
Story 3.
Okay.
There's Mordew, who is from the movie Brave.
Okay.
That's her bear pet.
Also the titular protagonist of the short The Legend of Mordew.
Of course. You're looking at his IMDb page?
Yeah.
Now, it's been a while since I've seen Brave, and that's why I didn't remember this. But if I remember correctly, the plot of that movie is that the main character's mother gets cursed to turn into a bear, and the plot of the movie is to turn her mother into a person again, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, and to be clear, Mordew isn't a, quote, evil enchanted bear who was once a human prince and King Fergus's arch enemy.
Cool.
Okay,
Thanks
all
for
right.
the lore dump.
Bears I would like to see Disney get. Could we get, I don't know, like a fat bear, like 747 could get his own show.
Okay, so this is a
official
real
fat
bear.
Yeah, or like maybe the bear in that episode of Community that like mauled that college or whatever.
Yes.
They bear down for midterms.
Yes.
There you go.
What's his story?
Yeah. Well, the bear at Disneyland today could have been that.
It's true.
True.
Ben, Evan, you brought up The Bear, the TV show, which is
did.
owned by Disney, which makes me want to ask Ben, what if they incorporated The Bear, the TV show, into Kingdom Hearts 4?
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, man.
Jeremy Allen White holds the Keyblade.
Yes.
No, Sora and Carmi from The Bear would be instant friends. And I actually think that Sora would bring a really calming, grounding nature to the Bear restaurant. Because usually it's really stressful. But, Sora has such a good, happy-go-lucky, adventurous attitude that I think it would actually help them solve all of their problems with friendship.
Yeah. You don't think that, like, they would make fun of his clown shoes and zippers?
I think Richie definitely would. Richie would totally roast him and be like, "Hey, what this fucking guy here?" But Carmi's got a heart of gold, right? I think they would get along.
a can of pizza sauce is thrown at Goofy's head. He goes gwarsh.
Yeah, there you go.
Donald Duck sets the kitchen on fire, and he's like the whole time as he does it. So I think it would be a good one.
I think that this opens up a whole new world for Kingdom Hearts possibilities. Quite honestly,
they're gonna meet everybody. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, bear. That's it. Bear topic. We did it.
Roll segue.
Yeah, Ben. Looks like it seemed like you had a hot take on the movie Brother Bear. Earlier.
I mean, I don't have a hot take. I just remembered that it existed, and I kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
I remember that being a real good movie, but I've been proven wrong before by Jeremy.
I mean,
was that also a Phil Collins soundtrack?
No,
it had that Rusted Root song in it. That's like on my way, on my way.
That's who I thought was Phil Collins for a second.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's probably a little racist at this point, because it was
all about...
Phil
Collins indeed do the soundtrack to Brother Bear. So.
There you go.
Oh, shit, there it is.
Yeah,
memory unlocked.
What about Goldilocks and the Three Bears? How is that a story that we haven't retold?
I mean, we have.
There was a Rapunzel movie. Like, didn't DreamWorks do that?
I'm not fucking talking about Rapunzel. I'm talking about Goldilocks.
Tangled. Goldilocks and Three Bears were in the last Puss in Boots movie. Does that count?
Oh, true.
Feature film, Jeremy. 90 minutes of the bears.
Yeah, I just really don't think that there's a compelling retelling of Goldilocks that can fit into a movie. Like, we know how it ends, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me paint this picture for you. I'm gonna take like a Robin, a little red little red angle.
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
She steals from her grandma to give to the poor.
Bear society.
Okay.
Everyone's minding their own fucking business. Some crazy little girl breaks and enters and just like trashes this house, and then she gets arrested and does time, and she learns from it. She grows. The bears, get this. Are you ready? The bears teach a little civility to the humans. Reverse it, Ben. That's what the people want to see.
The bear civility. The simple bear civility.
We've got a bear police state, a bear military industrial complex, bear entertainment, everything.
Yeah. They eat a lot of marmalade, perhaps.
Paddington.
Yep.
God, why can't Disney take Paddington and like stuff him up like and show it to us?
Like,
which is what someone in a evil person in a Paddington movie would say.
Are you wishing like for the next 6 years, every Christmas they release a new Paddington movie?
Oh, they should.
Well, this third goddamn Paddington movie, it's going to be 6 years. And I wish they fucking cranked up that pace a little bit. Like, I get it. Like, the pandemic happened. That guy who made the previous Paddington movies has to make Wonka the prequel to Willy Wonka. So, like, but I mean, if Paddington shows up in the Willy Wonka movie, 5 stars immediately. Can't deny.
Can he? Yeah, like he like has like some marmalade candy, and then Paddington just like quietly
eats it,
mugs him. Yeah.
Oh, you asked politely. Ian, do you know what Paddington is like? He's very nice and chill.
Yeah, but he did stick those toothbrushes right in the ear holes.
He did stick toothbrushes in his ears. He also went to prison.
Paddington goes to prison.
Oh, that was Paddington too. It already happened.
Oh.
I would consider the toothbrush in the ear thing a little more on the comic mischief end of things, not necessarily like violence, you know?
It's not like violence.
D10, right? Like,
But he's saying he's doing it to his enemies.
What I'm saying
if you
is
got
like
toothbrushes and like bop right into their ears, that would probably like knock someone out.
Right, but it wasn't. It was more playful, I think.
Was it playful?
His own ears.
Was it playful when he like caused like $50,000 worth of water damage to their fucking house when he like trashed the bathroom? I watched this movie like a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh shit, that would be like my worst nightmare."
But
stuffed bear just ruins my house.
Well, he's not stuffed. He's a real bear that knows how to speak English.
Yeah. From darkest Peru.
Yes. Well, all I'm saying is that I would accept Paddington in my house if he came along.
If Paddington was my roommate, I'd fucking quit my job and like just bum it. Like we would just like we'd both work at the Trader Joe's and like eat marmalade and smoke weed and just like have a great fucking time.
God.
Paddington 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No plot. It's
More-
just that. It's
More
just
like
vibes.
dankest Peru. Am I right?
Let's go. Nice.
Well, okay, that was a better segue to the main section of I Choose You, which is the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Every week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. We share our recipes with one another, and then we vote in a very democratic manner upon who has the best recipe. And this week, the randomly selected Pokemon is Pheromosa, the sexiest Pokemon of this region.
It's not even of this region. It's of a different dimension.
Yeah, it's from a different dimension. It's a weird alien bug that got transported here through like black magics or science or something.
So if you were like gonna go up to it, you'd be like, "Wow, your ass is out of this world."
Yeah, and then it would like kick you or something.
Yeah.
What ass though? This thing
Yeah,
is
it's
skinny
real-
as a fucking twig.
Yes, it is. It is a twig. I feel like usually when people are like, "Oh yeah, low punny" or whatever kind of situation, or what's the other one? Gardevoir.
Yeah.
You like there's a little more,
It's got like the Pixar mom
Yes, exactly.
vibe.
Yes. Whereas this now, obviously, this is designed to be like a sexy bug lady because it's wearing high heels and like posing at me. But it's definitely a different, more of a kind of like fashion model, very thin, tall aesthetic.
Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily say like this is a quote unquote sexy bug. I would just say like fashion bug. Like
Okay, Ben. This in the main art on Bulbapedia, it has its hand on
I'm
its
looking at
hip, and it's like, and it's like legs like put one in front of the other, and it's like giving you like a glower.
I mean, she's walking, but like it doesn't have like that voluptuous, cartoonish hoursphourglass figure that I think is that we immediately
got like a
identified in
fish-shaped
low
figure.
punny
I was gonna
as
say-
like specifically
Oh,
sexualized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Evan's right. She does have the Christian fish.
Fuck.
A real
Bethany.
Christian mingle kind of Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bethany.
What?
Well, and
The eyelashes too.
Yeah, and here's the other thing is that compared to its other counterpart in the Ultra Beast, Buzzswole, which is like obvious bait kind of situation, it's really missing out.
The obvious bait Pokemon.
Well, look, it's a giant muscle dude. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's
right.
that's gonna work for
plus
some
he's-
people.
He's got that huge cock too.
Yes.
What? Oh no! Damn it!
Oh yeah, he's
You're not wrong. I mean, yeah, Buzzswole is definitely a very weird Pokemon. I don't necessarily vibe with it.
But Jeremy, this isn't the show about fucking Pokemon. It's about eating
No,
them.
it's not. It's about eating
non-sexually.
Well, here's the other thing about this Pokemon is that conceptually it is, it produces pheromones, so it attracts things to it. It's literally in its name. So it's definitely a weird. It's a weird one. Look,
Either way, we got to eat it.
yes, but
That's
I want
true.
to point this out before we move on from this topic, which is in the name origin section on Bulbapedia, which I checked before we were recording. Pheromosa is a combination of pheromone and hermosa, Spanish for beautiful, or formosa, Italian for shapely, Portuguese for beautiful.
Oh,
I don't know, Italy.
This is all Italy's fault.
I don't know. Okay,
so,
but point taken. Point
Yes.
taken.
It was intentional, but yes. Ben, I believe you won last week, if I'm remembering correctly.
I sure hope so, because I have an idea that I thought might get stolen.
Ooh.
So, if given the
Right out of
chance
the
to
gates.
go first, I will take it.
Okay, go first.
Okay, so Pheromosa, right? You said that the name origin was, influenced by Hermosa. But I was thinking more of a mimosa.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
See, this is why I wanted to go
You
first.
son of a bitch. Well,
So-
keep it going.
Yeah.
I've got a couple thoughts though, because obviously we have a very like feminine ultra beast here, Pokemon, if you will.
Yeah.
We have the very masculine presenting Buzzwole as well.
I will say these Pokemon don't have genders.
Right. These are gender unknown.
But lots
Pokemon.
of sex. Am I right?
But they do seem like they fuck. Which, hey, we love a good non-gendered entity out there,
Yes.
And just like how we got our two bugs that are a little bit on this, binary scale, I love a secret third thing. So we're going to be making a set of 3 cocktails to show you to give you a real, flavored tasting profile of the gender spectrum as it pertains to mimosas. So I have a him-mosa, I have a her-mosa,
Oh.
and I have a they-mosa.
Nice.
Oh, that's cute.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it.
Are you gonna
So I thought,
blow through all the Ultra Beasts on this recipe though? Because we might end up with another one.
well, I was thinking specifically of using the pheromones from Pheromosa as like an alcohol base,
Okay.
or to
Got it.
give our drinks some improved special feelings,
Some zing.
some zing to it, exactly. And so yes, I'm going to be feeding you some gender fluids today. And,
Oh.
was working on that one for a while.
This is very bad, not to be rude, but this does feel like a little Type 5 kind of fit you put together kind of situation.
Good. So the first thing that I had to do was, I feel like mimosas are already like kind of feminine coded a little bit. And so I was gonna like kind of leave that for the last part of this. And instead wanted to tackle the quote masculine mimosa. So I what else would I do but type in masculine mimosa into Google and see what came up first.
Of course.
I hope it's something like Dude Wipes, but in a mimosa form.
I mean, I kind of found something similar. It's called the manly manmosa recipe.
Man Mosa.
And the recipe starts looking for a quote manly brunch cocktail. This manmosa recipe is just the thing you need to make your brunch a little more burly.
Okay, right off the bat, this is like when I search for online for like gifts for somebody, and it comes up with like gifts for him, and it's like you should buy him an axe or
Yeah.
a TV or a nice tie or a set of slippers or
Exactly.
Now, I
damn
would
it.
not say no to any of those things.
Okay, so orange juice, vodka, beer, and champagne are blended together for a fun, fresh take on the classic mimosa. Totally datified.
God.
wow.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it's a little much. Vodka,
Dadicles.
beer, and champagne all mixed
Yeah.
together. That's you're gonna be taking an afternoon nap after that one.
So I also agree. I think that's a little bit like overdoing it on our him mosa. So instead of including vodka, I'm just gonna do beer and champagne with orange juice for the him mosa, and then some pheromones as well in there. Then for the they mosa, I thought that the most gender neutral spirit of them all is like tequila. And
Okay.
maybe that's my
Interesting.
personal preference, but I feel like it's like as far as placing spirits on some sort of imaginary gender binary or spectrum.
What's the Kinsey scale for distilled alcohol?
Exactly. I feel like tequila is pretty squarely in the middle.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
So I found a tequila sunrise mimosa recipe,
Ooh.
which involves mixing tequila, obviously, with orange juice, some champagne, and then just a splash of grenadine syrup to give it that kind of like red differentiation. And then the last, the Pheromosa that we'll be preparing with our Pheromosa pheromones is going to include white wine, sparkling white wine, Aperol, and orange juice. So kind of like an Aperol spritz inspired mimosa. And so, yeah, you'll just, this is kind of just like all, come one, come all to the brunch, pride event situation.
Nice.
And
in this brunch,
please
we
enjoy
respect.
of this weird bug's pheromones.
Yeah.
Which, according to the Bulbapedia page, says that it was, quote, described as previously unknown to science, which I think is like pretty threatening to like put in a drink. You know, you're like, I don't know, this is going to affect me in ways unknown to science.
Yeah, but as Oppenheimer says in the movie Oppenheimer, theory will only take you so far.
Yes,
Gotta try it for yourself.
Yeah, you gotta
slam 'em
slam that.
Josh
there
Peck
you go.
serves you the mimosa.
Yes. All right. I'll transition to Evan now because Evan sounded like you had the same recipe basically.
I kind of my original first recipe was in fact a beer mosa, but I'm going to slightly pivot because I was going really more toward the beer section of this anyway, and that's because I immediately, of course, as any sane person on the show would look up, can you eat cockroaches?
I bet the answer
'cause-
is yes.
The answer is kinda, yeah. And let me tell you how. So in where is this? Countries like China, Japan, other South Asian countries, they've found that you can make a beer from cockroach juice.
Okay.
So it's kind. They call it a conchu sour or an insect sour. But that's like the typical cockroach beer. But what I'm proposing here, and it's purely based off the name. It's the middle of September, which means it's also almost Christmas time, and as you're starting to prepare for Christmas time, what better than a delicious winter ale or a Farah most wonderful time of the year winter ale.
Nice.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's got your notes of like nutmeg. It's got it's like a thick, dark brown ale. You basically just crush up your pheromosas. You get the juice. You run that through your normal like distilling, not distilling, fermenting process, and out comes your beer.
Wow.
Nice.
I do have to say, she's giving Snow Queen. She's giving
Ooh, yes.
winter moment. So this feels very appropriate.
There you go, Ian.
There's like the stereotype of like cockroaches like can live through anything, they never die. What's the expiration date on like this beer? Does it just keep forever?
That's the one where it's like you go into your drink fridge in the garage, and it's like, you find a beer that was this beer that was actually you bought 2 years ago, and you crack it open in the middle of summertime, and it's still good.
It's like the fruitcake of beers.
Exactly. Yeah. Except someone would love to receive it.
They're so fucking pumped for this insect beer. How thick is it?
Yeah.
So like it's not sludge, okay? I don't know if you've ever had a winter ale, but it's like it's cozy. It's something about it just like coats your insides in the best way.
I could see it. Yeah. I'm honestly like not. I would try an insect beer. I would.
I would too. The sour that this is based on sounds interesting, and I could see that. Yeah, leaning more towards like a fruity kind of drink too, or a fruity beer, which would be delicious. But yeah.
Interesting.
I definitely think a fermented beverage is definitely one of the more appealing ways to eat like kind of like a cockroach, which, look, I get it. Like bugs on land, we eat like crabs and shrimp, which are just basically bugs in the ocean. They're not any different than bugs on land. But, there's the... I haven't had the experience of shrimp crawling up my shower drain and me having to like get rid of them. So it's definitely kind of like a relationship dynamic that I think where you... abstract the bugs a little bit definitely helps them go down a little smoother.
Right.
See, I'm not raining on Evan's parade, but I gotta disagree with Jeremy here because I can't think of a lot of animals I'm willing to drink. Because we're not, to be clear, we're not milking these roaches.
No, you're squashing them up.
Yeah. I think I'd be more inclined to like put a fork in one than to like stick a straw in one.
Okay.
You'd you wouldn't want to milk the roach teat
Yes.
to get
I'm
sweet
just-
juice.
Yeah, I mean, I got those fine musician hands, but even I don't know if I'd be able to get the technique down quite right.
For this roach
See,
milk.
I think you could reduce a roach down beyond its nastiest parts and make something like a drink out of it. Honestly, I wouldn't turn it down.
If we get vanilla from beaver ass,
Right.
like, look where we can
Anything
be.
possible.
Look,
But
yeah.
But again, it comes from the beaver's ass. I'm not like pressing the whole beaver or its juices.
Right. Granted, there's so much more goo there's no blood in a cockroach. It's all goo.
It's
you know
all
what I mean?
goo.
The goo is blood. Like, that's what it is.
But it's not like mammal blood. Like, it's
No,
more,
it's different.
I can separate that in my mind as like that's
Interesting.
just
It's
goo.
like ectoplasmic
Yeah.
material.
Ben, if I want to get you a toy cockroach that's like completely, you can disassemble it, and I want to sit with you and watch you take it apart until you're like, yeah, this isn't a roach anymore. I'm fine drinking this. It's like when you like rebuild your computer. It's like, how many parts do you replace before it's like a new computer but with a roach?
Okay.
Okay.
Is this like
Maybe
how
I'll
you're going to
just-
get
I can
everyone
say
to
this in
go
the most-
vegan?
No, I don't. Eat whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying, like, I'm baffled that you're like, oh yeah, if I just like had the liquids and none of the solids of the roach, that's yum.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, like, if someone was like, "Oh, I'm making roach tea over here," and I'm just like boiling roaches, and then I like process it in a certain way, and then it tastes all right, I'd be like, I'd try it.
That's
You know
the
what I mean?
wildest shit you've ever said.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's like the opposite of cricket flour, right?
Yeah.
Like you're grinding up the cricket, you use that in a thing. It's like,
And
just
that's
use
fine
the
with
goo.
cricket flour too. I just think that this
Yeah.
idea of a drinkable bug is like, I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Better or worse, Ian, for you than moth loaf?
Good name. And on that alone, I'd have to eat it. I'd have to try it.
Okay.
Also, I just have to say, shout out to Evan for coming up with a good pun for your beer as well.
That literally came to me like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, it's
Well, yes.
it's great. And again, this isn't against. I feel like I'm at war more so with Ben than I am with Evan here.
I see. Put him up.
All right. So let this great fight continue. Ian, what is your recipe this week?
All right. I want to just lay down some undisputable facts before I get in too far into it.
I don't know about
Get
this.
off the stage.
Wow.
Fact number 1. This bug fucks.
Yep. Sure does.
Disputed.
Okay. Continue.
Fact number 2, which I think we've established. People do eat cockroaches.
They
True.
do.
And
Sometimes they drink them.
remains to be seen. But from all accounts I've read, like, you can't just get the roaches from like your house. These got to be like farm to table roaches that have like fed on like fruits and stuff. You know, you got to feed them the
Artisanal.
good. Yeah.
I will say, living in Albuquerque, worst roaches in my life have been in Albuquerque. I've never lived anywhere else in New York City, in San Diego, or wherever that had roaches quite as bad as Albuquerque. So living in Albuquerque, you get an appreciation for the roach as
Yeah.
a species.
Yeah.
You kind of like learn to like coexist with them. They're like they're part of your day. They come up through your shower drain. You're like, oh, there you are, roachy, and you like, gotta like sweep them out or whatever.
Like in SpongeBob, you give him a tiny hamburger and he
Yes.
gives away.
Right.
Give them a little top hat and maybe a cane, and they do a little dance for you, like Michigan J Frog.
Yeah. I think some roaches did that on my face while I was sleeping.
Oh, God.
But yeah, this isn't like grain fed. They're like in a really small pen. This is like free range. They got fruit to eat. And I read that in particular the Madagascar like hissing cockroaches. Some report that it tastes like greasy chicken.
Greasy chicken.
And so I want you to consider this.
Okay.
Maybe Pheromosa is finger looking good.
Oh.
No.
Coming to a KFC near you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something the Colonel would get behind.
In many ways.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I'm saying let's take Pheromosa off the fuck it list and put it on the bucket, list.
Starring Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Yeah. What a great joke that our listeners will 100% get. Okay.
They'll put it together.
No, before the show, I've got to explain this. Before the show, Ian is like, "What if Morgan Freeman said bazinga in his movie? Would he get sued?" I was
he
like,
legally
"I don't
do
know,
it?
probably not."
Get some flour, salt, dried thyme leaves, dried basil leaves, dried oregano leaves, celery, salt, ground black pepper, ground yellow mustard, paprika, garlic salt, ground ginger, ground white pepper, buttermilk, egg, beaten.
Get him.
Beat its ass.
Okay.
And then one Pheromosa cut up into pieces, some sort of oil for frying, like maybe peanut oil, and some MSG. All right.
Hell yeah.
You combine the 11 herbs and spices and the flour.
And what are the 11 herbs and spices?
I will not read them again. The listener can go back 30 seconds to when I started reading the ingredients. Then in another bowl, you get your buttermilk and your egg. Mix that shit up well. Okay. Add the Pheromosa breasts and thighs and all those good
What
parts.
thighs? Excuse me. What thighs? Okay. There is no meat on those bones.
It's on. Have you considered that like it's in like this tight like corset exoskeleton, but when you cut it open, it just
It all hangs
It
out.
It just all hangs
takes
out.
shape. Oh yeah. Add the farro meat to the buttermilk bowl. Toss and coat it. Let that sit for like 30 minutes to let it really soak in all that goodness. Get your oven preheated. Get a baking sheet, set up with some foil. Anyway, you coat. Listen, we've all done this. You take the milky meat. You dry the wets. You wet the dries.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Fry it. Take it out. You got some get a bucket. You put it in the bucket. Colonel Sanders says like, wham bam, yes ma'am. Here's your bucket of Farrah chicken,
Pheromosa.
Kentucky Mosa Farrah chicken.
Okay.
Right. I think that
Good
you might
working
need to
title.
work
Wow,
on the
this
name
was a
little
really
bit.
awkward interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
Just
like,
take your chicken and leave.
Well, you go to the restaurant. You're like, can I have the Kentucky Pheromosa fried chicken? And they're like, yeah, sure, here it is.
Coming right up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like stumbling, and then like the cashier just kind of like puts a finger on your lips, and it's like shh, shh, shh.
Say no more.
Know what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I wish that happened in every restaurant.
They reach across the counter.
I like sit down and the waiter comes up and I'm like, and he's like, do you know what you want, sir? I was like, hold on a second. He's like, no, I've got it. And they
All's
take
clear.
they take the menu from my hands. They bring me exactly what I want.
Yeah, takes the menu away and just like pushes the bucket into your arms.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you're the bucket head of the group because fried chicken?
Yeah, I mean he wears like a KFC. I thought that it would you
Yes.
know.
He wears a KFC
Yeah.
bucket on his head. He did the guitar solo in the Power Rangers theme song.
Yep.
Will you do a guitar solo in your KFC theme song?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to. I don't know if I could shred it quite like Mr. Head, but I would sure try.
Please. Mr. Head was my father.
All right. Well, Ian, I believe you'll be shredding super hard one day. Anyway, I'm going to present my recipe, which might surprise some of you. It's very similar to Ben and Ian's, but maybe with a different beverage. So we're in the Alola region this week, and obviously that's based on Hawaii. And one of the most famous exports from Hawaii is Kona coffee. So this week, what we're going to do is we're going to take some local Alolan Hawaii blend, and we're going to use our Pheromosa to make Alolan white Pheromosa. That's right.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
it's some of the information on this this Ultra Beast is giving me this idea is like it runs super fast and it's got a lot of energy. So it's I'm assuming it's maybe highly caffeinated or very very excitable. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna extract the pheromones from the Pheromosa, and we're gonna put that aside, and we're gonna make a white mocha, which is pretty straightforward. Which is you get your Alola coffee, you get some white chocolate, you get some milk, you're gonna get your half and half, and you basically just you melt down your white chocolate, so it's into like something you can squirt out of a bottle kind of situation. You get your coffee, you mix in your white chocolate, your coffee, your cream, your Pheromosa pheromones, and then whip it on top with whatever you like, whipped cream, what have you, chocolate shavings, make it a little fancy kind of situation.
Nice.
And if you really want to go all out, maybe you get like a scoop of ice cream and you make it an affogato. If you're feeling a little fancy today. But I believe that the pheromones from the Pheromosa will give this coffee an extra kick. So you don't need to order a double shot because it's got that like bonus seat of the pants kind of situation that you're looking for from your island coffee. And that's why I'm proposing the white Pheromosa. Yes, Ian.
2 questions.
Yes.
Sorry, 1 statement, 1 question. I do have to go back to mine real quick. Pheromosa's giving you that bucket head.
Oh, frick. Okay, permitted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Continue.
My question for Jeremy is similar to like the cat shit coffee. Would like you feed the Pheromosa the coffee beans and then like roast
And then,
that?
well, okay. So with the
It's like a
civet
scat
coffee,
play thing.
So with the civet coffee, is the civet cat eats the coffee beans, poops them out, and then you roast those beans, and that's kind of like the situation here.
Yes.
What I'm going through is the pheromone extract from the Pheromosa is going to be added to my coffee. Now, maybe if we fed the Pheromosa, though I don't know if it eats because it's a bug from a different dimension, so I don't know if it like consumes food in the same way as Pokemon do normally. But we perhaps could, maybe provide it with some Alolan coffee beans to get a bit of that zip in its pheromone extract.
I like your thinking around it having a lot of energy means that it's like extracting it's like basically like living off of caffeine, and that you could like extract that caffeine from the bug.
Yes.
It doesn't eat. It just constantly lives on caffeine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a supermodel, so it doesn't eat. It smokes cigarettes and drinks coffee, and that's
Oh,
its
there you
entire
go.
diet.
There you go. That makes sense. I like that cause and effect.
Yes.
Jeremy.
So
Jeremy, would you do an affogato with this? And if so, what kind of ice cream?
I think if you're doing a white mocha, you're gonna have to go with a different flavor with that. So maybe regular chocolate ice cream would be good, or gelato. Excuse me.
Yeah, come on.
For it would be good. I think like usually when you get an affogato, now correct me if I'm wrong, you just get like espresso and you pour it over your ice cream.
Right.
Is that correct? It's usually not like a latte beverage because it's like pouring more
Don't
cream
wanna
on
add-
cream.
Exactly,
Kind
yeah.
of situation. But hey, it's island time. You got to live life to its fullest. So maybe give it a try with a scoop of pineapple ice cream, or perhaps pineapple ice cream. That's what I was going to say. From Lola Hawaii pineapple kind of situation.
That sounds
Nice.
really good.
Yeah. All right. Let's review our recipes. From Ben, we have the gender fluid Pheromosa. From Evan, we have the Pheromosa. Excuse me. From Evan, I was trying to remember what Evan's pun was. Winter Wonder Mosa. What was it?
The most The most wonderful time of the year.
That's what it was. Cockroach beer, Pheromosa beer. From Ian, it's Pheromosa Lickin' Good, KFC. And from me, Farrah White Mocha. So I would like everyone to consider the coconut and vote for your favorite recipe this week.
Just made me think of Consider the Following from Bill Nye.
Ben, do you have a winner?
I do have a winner. Jeremy, you are this week's
Whoa.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Jeremy got 2 votes. I got a vote, and Evan got a vote.
Nice.
Sorry, Ian.
Cowards. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
One guy who doesn't drink bugs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that's... Ian, when you eat, like, Pheromosa, does it have, like, a wishbone that you can snap in half?
I mean, that's kind of the whole thing.
You take the heels and you just
You
snap
like-
them.
Pull them apart.
I see it. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next segment. I like to call it Whale Lord's Mail Horde. So we reread your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. It's ichewspod@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this email from Mike?
Mike says, hey, Evan, I'm here and ready to cook more bugs. We all know Pheromosa is a sexy cockroach lady. Smash or pass?
Pass.
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 Since he brought it up, it's somebody's wishbone.
And so I had one immediate hot thought as soon as this little 5'11" lady was chosen for the menu.
very
Lady
short.
Fingers. So that's right. We're making a Pheromosa tiramisu.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if y'all are in the know, but a common way for people in 2023 to eat bugs is in flour format, which we talked about. Yes. So usually it's cricket flour, but I think we can make it work with this bad buggy bish. B-I-S-H. So into the kitchen mulcher she goes. Vroom, vroom. Pheromosa. Comes out of the other side. Then we bake them into ladyfinger cookies. So tiramisu has espresso on it, so I Google cockroach coffee to see if that's a thing because I vaguely recalled something like that. But nope, I was wrong. And most articles are about keeping cockroaches out of your coffee supply. So now take some eggs, whip up some creamy goodness with espresso and rum, line the pan with our ladyfingers, throw a layer of cream, ladyfingers, cream, and then wrap around the outside of the cake with ladyfingers and let chill and enjoy. Espresso and rum in a double shot glass with a tiramisu chaser? Sign me up. Enjoy responsibly, or don't. I'm not your boss. With love, Mike.
All right.
Nice.
I need to know, how do you guys feel about tiramisu?
Love it.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Two thumbs up.
All right,
I
great.
approve.
I know both my mom and my brother think tiramisu is kind of gross, so it's not something I have very often kind of situation.
Is your mom like, that's the whore dessert? I won't eat that.
Get those lady fingers away from me.
I don't want to see them again.
Corrupting the youth.
That's not at all how Jeremy's mom talks.
So yeah, I think tiramisu's fun. I think it's nice kind of situation. So
I had tiramisu with coffee gelato in Italy.
fuck yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, can you read this email from Jay?
Yeah. Let's make the sexiest crab cakes with bugs. Pheromosa is nearly a 6-foot bayonetta cockroach. Most bugs are too small to have usable meat in their exoskeleton, but we won't have a problem since it weighs nearly 55 pounds. It's light for a Pokemon, but keep in mind the world's largest lobster was only 44 pounds.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So,
I will keep
much,
that in mind.
much like lobsters and crabs, we're going to put Pheromosa in our tallest available pot to boil. Next is everyone's favorite or least favorite part of a shellfish, shelling the fish. The meat should be oily, but still firm. If it's mushy, you've ruined it. Collect the meat and mix with sautéed shallots and garlic. Add a little Old Bay seasoning and a few execute. Mix together until you can make small patties. Let them bake, not fry, for 20 minutes. Flip and bake for 10 more. They should be golden, brown, and delicious. You've made Pheromosa's fucking good crab cake.
Nice.
Ben Montoya's cheap Marie Peeps for Freaks has cornered the market for too long.
Oh.
Oh shit. Okay.
P.S. I just thought about how horrifying cleanup after this meal is going to be, considering the 6-foot lady shell you're going to throw away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Happy Halloween. After Dark type, Trainer J.
Nice.
Not for another month and a half, but
Happy Halloween.
yes.
Halloween season is a state of mind.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
that's true. Spooky season.
After extracting everything from the Pheromosa, would you climb in the exoskeleton just to see?
like a
Just to see what
suit.
it's like.
Just to see.
What? To like be like I'm a lobster now? Like what?
Yeah, you
Pull,
know,
pull a
like,
Scooby-Doo situation.
I was thinking
Fred and...
like you know, like the wife comes home and catches you in her brassiere.
Oh, no.
You're kind of strutting around the house doing a little fashion show.
Okay, but this is someone's skin, so it's like it's like Buffalo Bill, right?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
serial
yeah,
killer
again.
would.
Thin as a fucking stick. Okay, there's no way I'm fitting in that exoskeleton.
Yeah, that's tearing to shreds immediately.
To shreds.
Yeah, maybe Buzzwole, maybe. It's like wearing a muscle suit.
Yeah, that's true. Little buff boy.
Yeah. All right.
Jeremy, I also have a recipe in the Discord.
Okay.
Did we talk about this?
No, I
don't think we
didn't.
planned for it.
Well, what is it?
Let's
It's
talk
from
about it.
Amy.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
So, yeah, Amy writes to the Discord. It's been a while since I've written a recipe, but Pheromosa looks so delicious.
Nice.
Pheromosa? I don't know if that's the right pronunciation of those, but Cheng Fun or Cheng Fen, I guess, is the influence for this dish. You can use all the parts of the Pheromosa to make this dish, which is great for the denizens of the dimension it comes from, as Pheromosa are extremely plentiful to the point where they're sometimes considered a pest.
That's always funny to think about, where it's like we're like, oh shit, there's an interdimensional bug in our world, and it's like, I bet that dimension it comes from, they're like, this thing fucking sucks. I'm glad that it's leaving.
They sent it to the new
Yes.
dimension.
Yeah, well, and if the bugs are this big, maybe the people in that dimension
Are also
even-
really big.
Oh.
right,
Oh.
like proportional to the bugs, I guess.
Nice.
Anyway, Pheromosa are naturally extremely clean, so for adventurous eaters who can stomach potential incompatible extra-dimensional pathogens, we recommend not washing the Pheromosa to retain its unique aromatic qualities in the dish. First, separate the translucent veil from your Pheromosa's head. Put aside, as we'll come to this later. Then remove the head, antenna, and limbs. Add these together with ginger, scallion, soy sauce, and sugar into a saucepan, and bring to a simmer. Sieve out any remaining chunks and put this sauce aside. With the remaining torso, you want to peel and chop into smaller strips, working layer by layer. Marinate the pieces using half of your sauce. Doing this softens and lengthens this fibrous substance. Then steam for about 3 minutes. While the torso is marinating, use the time to cut your veil into 6 long rectangles, following the lines conveniently running through it, and discard the ends. Lay these pieces onto a flat tray. Once the torso strips are done steaming, lay a row of them down the edge of each veil piece lengthwise, and then roll them up. You can then cut the rolls down to smaller pieces if you prefer. Finally, finish by pouring the remainder of the sauce over the top. The Pheromosa should be smooth, slippery, chewy, and very aromatic.
Ooh. Delish.
Sounds good. Thanks for writing in, Amy. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Not just me. We all do.
Wow. Trying to take credit for all of our appreciation for Amy.
Classic.
All right. Let's do a section called Pick-A-Mon, where we pick next week's Pokemon. Evan, 722 to 809.
All right. Next week will be... enter button, please work. 785.
785 is Tapu Koko.
Oh, the legendary. One of the legendaries.
It's quasi-legendary, yes. It's an electric fairy type, and it kind of looks like a has kind of like a mask situation going on. It looks cool.
Yes.
I will say that. So I'll pop it in the chat. So send in your recipes for Mr. Tapu Koko, and we'll get them out next week. So send them in. Plugs. Tell us about your stuff. Let's start with Ben. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet on Twitter, maybe. I don't even know. It sounds like they might be charging people for Twitter soon. So if
Just
that's
in
the case-
general?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody.
like
Oh,
for
God.
everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty miserable. So if that happens, then you definitely shouldn't find me on Twitter at Ben C. Montoya. But you can now while it's still free, I guess. Or you can go to tumblr.com and find me at thefearandnow.tumblr.com. You can also listen to Hang Up, which is a podcast that I helped edit and sound design. You can go to hangupshow.com and donate and get some fun little goodies, including some stickers and a link to the reunion show that's happening in
Ooh.
Richmond next week. So
Nice.
go ahead and check that out.
Is it a phone reunion or is it a live reunion?
It's going to be live in person.
Oh,
So
wow.
the whole show has been all over the phone. We finally get to see who these people actually look like and hear their reactions to the season coming out. So go ahead and visit hangupshow.com and donate there to get your ticket and some stickers.
Excellent. Ian, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Musician Davis. I got videos of me playing bass, baking bread, taking names. You can catch me around the Albuquerque area playing bass with various groups. And I'm going to give a shout out to Hipshot products. They make like bass hardware and like tuners and bridges and things. I am an endorsed artist with them now.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, so check them out. They make really great shit. I use their stuff on a lot of my gear, and you should too.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Evan, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, until I get a Blue Sky invite, you can find me doing a lot of fun designery shit and just taking very aesthetic pictures on posts at E_van.
Okay, cool. You can find me on Twitter /X, theoretically for the time being, at Velocity Prime 1, on Tumblr at Velocity Prime No 1, and you can follow my written work at the-avocado.org, Jeremy Zielik. That's the-avocado.org, Jeremy Zielik. And let's wrap up the show. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, follow our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, and Threads. That's all of them. Check it out there. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join our I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. But we'll have a good old time talking about the show, talking about recipes, talking about our fun community events. All of that in the I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, make sure to head over to our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store, all designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's ichooseyou.menu. I think that is the end of the show. So, for I Choose You, I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been your buckethead, Ian Davis.
And I've been E_van.
To all of the choosies out there in Radio Land, in a while, Totodile.
We've been consuming, presuming, leguming, cracking cans and having feasts, munching, crunching, slurping, Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. I choose choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.